Today, September 3, 2025.
In order to fix the problem, we've got to we need to put very hard caps on immigration levels. We need more people leaving than coming for the next couple of years. And so our country can actually catch up.
Poilievre called this morning on the government to scrap the temporary foreign worker program. Is it time to shut the program down?
I would say that program has a role. It has to be focused in terms of its role, and it's part of what we're reviewing. It's part of what we will be discussing, how well the temporary foreign worker program is working and how our overall immigration system is working. We've been absolutely clear as a government that we want, and we're putting in place policies so that the overall level of immigration as a proportion of the population will decline from around 7% today to around 5% several years from now. Now, the biggest contributor to immigration is not temporary foreign workers. It's a variety of other factors, particularly in Quebec, but elsewhere across the country. Their number one issue is tariffs, and their number two issue is access to temporary foreign workers. It's clear that we can improve our overall immigration policies. We're working on that, and we're setting clear goals to adjust.
It's a sparking debate across the country. Here's a clear breakdown of what's unfolding. Conservative leader has called for the complete abolition of Canada's temporary foreign worker program. He is arguing that it has flooded the job market with cheap labor, especially in low-wage sectors. Actually, hindi naman siya low-wage kasi this temporary foreign worker, they made it as a high wage. At the same time, may mga exemption, which is median wage. Hindi siya low wage. Completely, hindi yun totoo na ang sinasabi niya na ang cheap labor, hindi yan totoo. Hindi talaga siya cheap labor. In the first place, if a business hire somebody and they pay cheap labor, siyempre sigurado mabu-vulnerable sila at the same time. Maididemanda ang mga employers. So, it is not true. It is make it harder for young and working class Canadians to find jobs. Actually, with my surrounding, maraming mga young Canadians, they don't want to work. They just want to study right now. Especially, he cited Tim Hortons as an example, claiming they hired 1,131% more temporary foreign workers over 4 years. He proposes replacing the current system with a standalone program for agricultural labor only. Honestly, it is not the government that exploit the temporary foreign workers. It is the employers. However, hindi naman lahat ini-exploit itong mga temporary foreign workers, sa totoo lang. Rule in place para maprotektahan itong mga temporary foreign workers. I'm talking with my own experience and as a practicing immigration law here in Canada. Ito naman ang response ng government, which is the Liberal. He pushed back. The Immigration Minister's office stated that Poilievre numbers are misleading. Kung ano yung sinasabi ni Poilievre, honestly, hindi yun reliable. Kasi ang sinasabi niya, temporary foreign workers are being hired kasi nga cheap labor. Di totoo po yun. When we apply for LMIA, users will only approve an LMIA if the rate is actually on the median rate, not on the low wage. Also, they only want to approve and process high wage kapag ang unemployment rate dun sa city na yun is 6% or above. Not unless, of course, there's always an exemption, which is yung mga exempted na mga position like caregiver, construction, the farmers. Also, Carney clarified that many of the permits Poilievre referenced were extensions, not new arrivals. Carney acknowledged the need to review and focus the program, but stressed that businesses across Canada still rely on it, especially in regions with labor shortages. To be honest with you, I know some employers, I've spoken to them directly. I've given them consultation. They said that they cannot grow, or natatakot silang lumaki yung kanilang businesses dahil walang workers. To be honest, those people, I can tell that they're not growing kasi nga kailangan nila ng mga workers. And up to now, sinasabi na napakadaming mga foreign workers out there, but this employer, they are really, really scared. Also, the business community reaction, I can quote the Canadian Federation of Independent Business strongly opposes scrapping the program. They argue that in rural areas, simply are not enough Canadians willing to take entry-level jobs. Totoo po yun. Eliminating the program would hurt small and medium-sized businesses. Well, what's my advice? As a consultant, I am advising all these temporary foreign workers in Canada right now, especially in light of the shifting political and regulatory landscape. Here's what I can confidently advise. Stay informed about policy changes. The federal government is actively reducing the number of temporary residents, including foreign workers, aiming to bring them below 5% of Canada's population by 2027. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has proposed scrapping the temporary foreign worker program entirely. If implemented, could drastically alter access to work permit for non-agricultural roles. What's gonna happen to the LMIA officers? If you scrap the temporary foreign workers, that means all of these officers who are assessing the LMIAs will gonna be losing their job as well. I would encourage everyone to monitor immigration news and consider transitioning to permanent residence pathway if eligible. The 2025-2027 Immigration Level Plan prioritizes in Canada applicants for permanent residence. Workers with Canadian experience are now more likely to be accepted under economic immigration stream. Another one is nominee program. So let us understand new LMIA and wage rules. As of May 2025, employers must offer wages at least 20% above the regional median in high unemployment areas. LMI approvals are now harder to obtain in regions with 6% plus unemployment. My advice, make sure workers know their rights and wage entitlements. If the employer is not meeting the new standards, they may be eligible to switch job under IRCC's updated work permit rules. Another one, switching employer is now easier. Temporary foreign worker with valid status can start working for a new employer immediately after applying for a new permit through IRCC online platform. Just to let you know, I have tried that. Until now, wala pang approval. I submitted the application in the week of August. Until now, it's September 3. Wala pa yung authorization exemption. So, unfortunately, it's been like more than 2 weeks. And I did that through web form. Another one is maintain legal status. Processing times for extension have increased to 196 days. For whatever reason, I believe it's backlog. At the same time, they're trying to slow down all of this process. Intentionally, I believe. Workers must apply before their permit expires to maintain status and avoid losing work eligibility. I urge you to apply early for extension and avoid leaving Canada while applications are pending, or they risk losing maintained status. But hey, don't worry. If you are a Filipino passport holder, you can always be in and out in Canada or going back home or anywhere, any country that you wanted to go. You have that electronic travel authorization. So once you have that, kung mayroon ka namang use within the 10 years period, you have this temporary resident visa, you can always apply for an ETA. So you can be in and out in Canada. So as what I've said, if there's something that is on process and it's unavoidable to go back home, yes, you're free. Feel free to go back home to your home country if you are a Filipino passport holder. The reason is that because of the ETA. Many temporary foreign workers feel vulnerable or uncertain. Your role isn't just to advise. My role right now is not just to advise. It is to equip all of you with confidence and help you understand that you have rights under Canadian labor law and how to access legal aid or advocacy groups and what to do if you face exploitation or unfair treatment from your employer especially. Again, as a temporary foreign worker, always check your current status. Check your work permit or visitor's record expiry date. Ensure you are working for the employer listed on your work permit. If you have changed jobs or plan to, you must apply for a new work permit and request interim work authorization. Maintain your legal status. Apply for extension early, at least 6 months before expiration. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? At least 6 months before expiration. Avoid leaving Canada while your extension is pending. Keep copies of all application and correspondence with IRCC. Changing employers. You can now start working for a new employer immediately after applying for a new permit. Application online, request interim work authorization via IRCC portal, and begin working once authorization is confirmed. Again, it's been 2 weeks when I did that, still no result. The government is reducing temporary resident levels, that's for sure. I can guarantee you that. LMI approvals are harder to obtain in high unemployment regions. Pathways to permanent residency. Explore these options if you qualify. Home child care provider pilot if you are a caregiver. Canadian experience class if you have worked in Canada for 1 or more year. Provincial nominee programs or PNPs, and agri-food immigration pilot for farm and food workers. Always remember to know your rights. You are protected under Canadian labor laws. You have the right to fair wages, safe working conditions, and freedom from exploitation. If you face abuse or unfair treatment, contact a legal aid clinic or advocacy group immediately, or you can apply for vulnerable open work permit